Hey YouTube, it's Bebop here. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be about the second boss in the Hive of Gorgons. But first we're going to talk about the real second boss, the snakes and the maze. Throughout my months of running the Hive and throughout the whole hardcore server, trying to get people to run and hold either the red snake or the white snake is almost like pulling teeth. It's impossible, okay? Nobody wants to step up. Everybody's scared.
I'm afraid! All right?
One thing that will help you learn the snake is using the Phoenix amulet. And that way, if the snake does happen to, hit you a couple times, it will only knock you. It will not full kill you. So that way you can learn a little bit better. And if you're on the hardcore server, which most people aren't by now because everybody's got their challenges done, that will help you in case you don't want to lose your unfallen character, so you don't have to be so scared. You need to start stepping up and volunteering for the snakes if you don't know how to do it. Because if you're just a DPS and that's all you can do is just go around and kill spiders, you're not willing to help the team in any other way, take some responsibility, then, you're just being a lazy player. What you want to do is simply just hit the snake. If you're guarding the red snake, usually you want to wait to open the door till that person's ready to go, because there is a different route that you would go to grab the aggro of the snake. But with this one, the gate was already went, no big deal. You need to be able to get behind the walls when the light is shined at you. Keep hitting the snake every now and then so you can hold threat. Make sure you do not pull the spiders here. And this is where you're going to be bringing the red snake. Now, every now and then I will shoot a fireball or whatnot to hit the snake, because whenever the other members come around to get the spiders and step on the pedestals over here, if you have some threat built up and they accidentally hit the snake, most likely you're going to hold aggro just fine and you don't have to worry about it. So whenever she dashes, if you get too far away from her, she will dash to you, okay? Now they need to watch out before crossing the street. Oh, the light of doom! But they somehow survive that, not sure. But if the snake dashes like this, wait till she gets on you, then dodge. If you dodge early as she approaches, you're coming out of your dodge, you can get knocked real easily. It's a timing thing, okay? You can double dodge, which I do a lot, or you can single dodge if you're very confident of the timing. The red snake is way harder to get than the white snake. I'm not going to cover the white snake. It's very simple. You just take it to the middle of the arena. There's a square, and if you can't guard the white snake, you're just a bot.
We are the robots.
All right, so whenever the gates open to go fight Typhon, then you just want to keep hovering the snake around so you don't pull her to the gate to melt everybody. Now, if you're in a regular Hive of Gorgon, what you want to do is right when the gate opens, you want to take the snake right to the door so you can try to get your teammates killed. It's really the best way to have fun in the Hive of Gorgon. It's probably my favorite part of the raid is seeing her shine that beam of light while 5 or 6 teammates are running down the hallway and they get melted. So now we're on to Typhon, okay? Slash Ammy or thrust Ammy, depending on whatever you favor here and what your protections are set as. The boss does a lot of slash. The birds do shoot the thorns, which is thrust. The spiders do leap, which is thrust. They also do a strong melee attack, which is thrust, and their web is a strike. The wolves are going to slash you when they have you on the ground and pin you. But with this boss fight, you will see 4 pillars in the room on the first phase, 3 on the second, and I believe it's 2 on the last. You need to constantly keep a reminder in your head of where those pillars are through each phase, because during the eyes part, you need to get behind them. So there's a couple things that's going to happen during this fight. There's going to be red rings that spawn around 3 different players, and they're going to spawn spikes that will hit 3 times. So those players need to get out of dodge. You don't have to keep running the whole time. You can use timing to dodge when those spikes are about to hit, but you need to react quickly, get away from the boss and where the clump is, and you need to find some free space to where you can survive. Another thing the boss will do is spawn eyes over one player's head. That one player will have to get about 2 or 3 feet behind the pillar. Do not get right behind the pillar because he can knock that pillar and still kill you. Need to back up 2 or 3 feet, and then that will keep you safe. Now, you will see the middle lining up with the red ground, which is spikes. Here are the 3 rings at the same time, so it gets a little bit crazy. And that's what makes this fight a lot of fun. The boss moving, the mob spawning, the spikes on the floor, and the red rings all at different times. It's pretty crazy. Now, when that floor down the middle spiked up with red and you need to get out of there, you have a few seconds to pick a side. Usually everybody goes to the left side, the waterfall side. You predetermine that before you get into the fight, so the tank can drag the boss and the mobs to one side. It makes it a little bit easier. Keep a timing in your head of when the last rings with the spikes spawn, because it's about 30 seconds or so before they spawn again. You need to realize that and keep that in your head as like an internal timer of when you need to maybe, get out of the clump and be, mindful of that. Now, 3 bars in of health where he is now, he phases to the second phase. When he gets down to only 3 bars of health left, he will go then to the third phase. Now, it's been a while since we had red rings, so right here, you want to be telling your teammates, hey, red rings are probably about to spawn when he spawns mobs. Pay attention to this. Get ready to move. Double dodge this big hit right here. You should not be getting hit by that. Double dodge that, and you'll be just fine. Now, mobs are spawning. I know it's been a while since we had the spikes come up with the red rings. So here we go. We're going to see what happens. Now, the left side, this would be the left side filling up with the spikes on the ground you want to stay away from. Here are the red rings. If you're pinned down by a wolf here, you're going to be dead, okay? It is what it is. So try to keep that internal timer in your head going, and that way you can better prepare yourself to survive. You want to mow down the birds first in the first phase and second phase, and then you want to kill the mobs or the wolves in the third phase. Right here, a lot of people only see, or there's 3 pillars. A lot of people get caught up on the top left of the screen right now, and when the eyes spawn, they do not run to a pillar in time because they're just kind of lollygagging, not paying attention. So there's only 3 pillars here, so you need to keep in mind where they're at so you can move and get there. We had a lot of people on the Unfallen server die to that right there because they were hanging out too much in the open area thinking there was a pillar there. 3 bars left of health, so he phases to the next phase. You just block that AoE knockdown attack that he does right there. You'll be just fine. It's been a while since we had red rings, so keep that in mind while you're about to fight here. And if it spawns on you, then move the hell out of the way. You want to focus the wolves when he spawns the mobs here, and you should only focus the mobs on the first wave that he does on this phase. Then you can just focus the boss after that. Here's the red rings. Get out of there. Maybe scream a little bit. Ah! That way you let everybody know that you're a little bit worried, a little bit scared, and continue to mow the boss down. Now, we have enough damage where we can continue to focus the boss. We don't need to look at the mobs. So I believe that's what we're going to do here. It's a really good group of players. As you can see, the mobs are coming in. We just had the red rings on the ground, so we're fine. We don't have to worry about that. We're just going to get in there, attack, mow the boss down, and simple. That's how it should be done. That is the second boss. Hopefully that all made sense. If it didn't, I could make a longer video, but I didn't want to take forever on this. Being that it's second boss fight, it's pretty easy. It's a damage check, so make sure you have the appropriate damage and group comp to get through it a lot quicker. All right, we're at the final boss now. This is where a lot of people go ranged on normal pug runs, and this group's going to go melee. If you do have melee behind the boss, you need to go ahead and have someone throwing a cleanse on the back of the boss, not on the boss, but around where the puddles are. Right here, if you're looking at the screen, to the far left is going to be station 1. Top left is station 2. Top right is station 3. And bottom right is station 4 for the water fountains. The tank is always going to go right here in the middle till the first 2 eggs spawn, or usually it's going to go there till the first 2 eggs spawn, depending on what group you are. So the eggs spawn in the middle, and then he's going to rotate to station number 3. And he's going to rotate from 3 to 4, depending on when eggs spawn behind him, and he's going to be in charge of his own cleansing. So the tank will cleanse theirself, and that way you don't have to worry about throwing a cleanse. Now you see the group is going to pile up here by the stairs, and someone is going to need to go cleanse, which is going to be my job, and I'm going to get over there to the water fountain and start throwing cleanses. So apparently I was spotted to do the cleansing here. Didn't find out until we were on the stairs getting melted by the disease, but the Bob's going to go ahead and do the disease or the cleansing throw. So if you have someone that's like 500 in, I believe that's what I am here, just going to be Range Randy with the fire staff. And then you go ahead and have them do the cleansing. Now, when the eggs spawn, and if your group is killing eggs, you want to throw a cleanse on the eggs. So that way the smoke doesn't, make those people go to sleep. You want to constantly be aware of when the Medusa does the heavy nature dot, which will absolutely eat through people's health. And she usually does that by turning around and stomping on the ground really hard. You want to kill that flower on the back of her because it will spawn poison, and those spikes you just saw burst. The blooms up in the air will also spawn the poison and the spikes. The spikes and the poison are going to be elemental damage, so elemental aversion can help you with those if you find yourself getting hit by those quite often. It's the only elemental attacks in the whole dungeon, so you just can throw on some elemental aversion and you should be all right there. But you should see also when those spikes are coming out and learn to dodge them based off timing. Now, they are kind of far away from here. I should probably rotate to station 1 to do the cleansing. I'm not familiar with running with this group very much, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, where are they going to be at? Where do I need to throw the cleanse here? You also want to just, when the flowers come up, the blooms up top, you got to take those out quickly because them spawning all those thorns on the DPS, even if they dodge the far flower, and they might dodge right into the next flower thorns that it's dropping. So you want to melt those down as quick as you can. Try to always throw the cleanse about a foot away from where the puddle is so you don't hit the boss. It is a weird hitbox with the boss. Sometimes you throw it a foot away and it feels like, hey, that's perfect, and somehow the boss charges. So be careful of that. When you get to 4 health bars left on the boss, all the vines will go up over each water station. So you want to make sure you have the cleanses out before that, and then you want to melt down the vines on those cleansing stations as quick as you can to get them free for anybody who may need a cleanse. As you see right here, I'm trying to gauge the distance and throw the cleanse on the back of the boss. I really probably should have rotated over there to the station 3 and then been throwing the cleanses, but that's okay. You get a good perspective here for the video, and that's what it's all about, baby. Whoo, the video, right? I mean, not the easiness in the game. We got to get the video scenes first, baby. Now you want to rotate to 1 if you have time, if the balloons aren't up, and clear that vine, but not that big of a deal. We have 3 stations cleansed. We got really good players, so it should be fine. If you auto lock on to the blooms, you can hit them with those AoE attacks or even the pillar of fire. And boom, those are clear. Now people are back up on the stairs, a little bit spread out here. The tail whip, all you got to do is rotate to the front of the boss. The boss does not have a back, so anything you can do to get more criticals is better. You just rotate to the front of the boss. You can hit the boss there when she's doing the tail whip. When she dashes, she leaves a slime trail on the ground that you need to watch out for because it will drain your health hella fast. Now, I see that the eggs are spawned, throwing a cleanse over there, so they have it just in case they need it. They did a great job of dodging the boss there on the charges. You can also call out charges. You should learn the mechanics of the boss and when she's going to charge compared to when she's going to turn around and just throw a nature dot or another puddle of poison on the ground. And then everybody should always keep their eyes on the boss. If you are cleansing or clearing eggs, you need to always keep an eye on where the boss is because usually where those eggs are, she's going to dash to, okay? So I see it all the time that egg clears are just their backs toward the boss, and next thing you know, they're getting ran over by Medusa. Now there's a puddle right in front of me. Doesn't need to be cleansed. It's not that big of a deal. No one's in it. No one's around it. It should be a waste of a cleanse if I threw one. You only get so many cleanses, and then the station goes on cooldown. So just take your time, really think about things, and don't over cleanse. Now the flowers on the back, we want to really try to target that as good as we can. Get that melted down. And the tank's doing a great job of staying at station 4. You got the cleanse at station 3, and people are doing a good job of just throwing it down on the poisons when they spawn, so that way they don't fall asleep. If you're in the poison cloud, you will go to sleep. You can't move or do anything. There's no rooting yourself from that. So you need a cleanse to do it. Now that was a really fast Medusa fight, and that's what a good team with a good group comp and good players can do. So I hope you learned something through this video. If you need any further explanation, feel free to hit me up in my community Discord. I stream pretty much every day. Feel free to stop by on Twitch. And thanks for watching the video. Y'all have a great day. See you later.